is the Lawn Gnome. Welcome back to another Funko Pop update. This is episode 96, everybody. We are getting so close to the 100th episode of Funko Pop updates here on my channel, and I just want to say for all of you who have been here for so many years, thank you so much for sticking around and talking to me about new Funko Pops and your collections and all of that. And to all of you who are brand new, I'm glad that you discovered me. I'm hoping that you are just as passionate about these crazy little figures that have been on the market for a decade now, and they don't seem to be showing any signs of slowing down, because I've got to admit, I have been talking to you guys a great deal about how I feel that my collecting of Funko Pops might be coming to an end, and the fact that they just have been creating specific Funko lines that have just not shown any interest for me, particularly ones like Squid Game. But wouldn't you know, in 2022, Funko would just surprise me, and that's the theme of today's collection update, as well as all of the Funko news. Funko in 2022, for me, I think they finally started to listen. They know that somebody like me was looking for specific Funko Pops to come out, and this is the year that they finally decided to do that. And not just doing that, they've also given me some big surprises that I never in my wildest dreams would have ever thought that they would come out with, and at the same time, never thought that these would be things that I would want to actually add to my collection. But they are now, and I am just now all the more excited for what's on the way, because we still have Emerald City Comic Con reveals, because Emerald City Comic Con is going to be happening this fall. We also have New York City Comic Con, because after San Diego Comic Con and not even buying a single exclusive from the con, that was when the floodgates just started to open for me as a collector, and I was like, oh my god, I must have this, I must have this, my collection is not complete without this. And it's just been incredible. I feel like I am collecting like it's 2015 again, or 2014 even. Just so many amazing things. But let's just stop right here and see how my collection has been going. So first and foremost, everybody, welcome back to the finished Funko Pop studio. We are finally complete back. We are now officially back where all the Funko Pops in my collection are, and I'm just so glad to finally have some kind of normalcy back in this house of mine. You know, it's been almost a year and we're finally back to normal. So today's theme, as I said earlier, is surprises and impulse purchases, and, you know, that's what makes Funko collecting so much fun, because you never know when something is going to come out that you just suddenly realize, okay, I have to add this to my collection. And I just want to say, besides these three, there were some more impulse buys that I did add to my collection, but you'll see those in future episodes with the other themes that I have in store. But anyway, these three have really interesting stories behind them, and I'm really excited to talk about them with you. The first thing that we're going to talk about over here is, you know, when Pop Towns came out, I never really thought if I was ever going to actually add one to my collection, and they've made some very interesting ones. I mean, they made the Ghostbusters Firehouse, they made Hogwarts Castle, they've even made some interesting ones like Fred Flintstone and his house. I mean, I never had Flintstones Pops in my collection until they made the Barney and Fred cereal mascot, and that's how the Flintstones finally showed up in my collection. But I was looking at these and I said to myself, am I ever going to get a Pop Town? Like, is there ever something that's ever really going to grab me? Well, something came out, and it was a Target exclusive, and I said, you know, I don't want to pre-order this. Let me see if I actually see it up close in Target, and if I like it, I will get it. And wouldn't you know, I did. And it was John Hammond and the Gates to Jurassic Park from Jurassic Park. And, fun fact, this is the first time that Jurassic Park has officially been added into my collection. I never had any Jurassic Park items. They've made so many. I mean, I even saw the movie poster. That thing is gigantic, and I am not paying the price that they're asking for. No way in hell will I do that. But this was fair, and I'm just like, you know something? The iconic gates of Jurassic Park, I mean, that's Jurassic Park to me. Next to Alan Grant putting his ear to the Triceratops and watching it breathe and listen to its heartbeat. And also, John Hammond. I mean, I love this character. He is my favorite in the movie. I love the lines that he has, and I just said to myself, you know something? My favorite character from the movie, the most iconic scene in the movie, welcome to Jurassic Park. There you go, I'm getting a Pop Town. So first let's take a look at John Hammond. I mean, this is perfect. I love the details on the shirt with the pockets. I love the detail on the cane. I mean, I know that they can't get too detailed because it would have been really cool to see the fossilized mosquito in the amber, but you can only do so much. I also love the details on his glasses, the texture of his wicker hat, and if we just turn him around, perfect. I mean, this is a great-looking Funko Pop. Spared no expense, right? And now let's take a look at the gate. I mean, this is absolutely perfect. I mean, you've got the flames and the glassy look. You've got the flora on the sides. You've even got the little rail where the trucks go down. And, of course, you've got the big logo of Jurassic Park, and the gates even have that wood feel, even in the back. You know, like, it's plain. It really doesn't look like anything special, but it still has the feel of that Jurassic Park gate, which is just the most iconic scene in that film to me, because it's like, when you see the doors open, it's like, welcome to Jurassic Park. That just gets your heart racing. So yeah, this is my first Pop Town. Is it going to be my only Pop Town? I'm not going to say yes or no, because if they make the Simpsons house, who knows? Would I get that? I'm not sure, but I'm just saying that for now, I don't see myself getting any more Pop Towns, but who knows, because Funko is just so unpredictable, particularly this year. I mean, let's take a look at this one. I got this one very recently. This is the box lunch exclusive of Remy from my favorite Pixar film, Ratatouille. Why did I get this one? Because I don't have any Ratatouille Pops in my collection, and Ratatouille, to me, is one of the greatest films in animation. I truthfully feel that it is Brad Bird's greatest film next to The Iron Giant. Every single time I watch this movie, it's like a fine wine, and it gets better every single time I watch it, and there's just so much that you pick up on it. But when they announced that this was coming, the iconic scene where Remy is making the Ratatouille for Anton Ego, it's just gorgeous. This is a beautiful pop. I love the colors. I love the design. I mean, I gotta take this and show this to you guys. Look at the Ratatouille. This is beautiful. Even with the little sprig of spice on the very top. The look of the sauce, the colors, the way it's flowing out of the spoon. Look at that. And of course you've got Remy himself. I mean, the details on him are perfect. I love that he's got that big smile on his face as he's doing his work. It's gorgeous. And the look of the toga, it's great. This is, without a doubt, one of the best Funko Pops that I have seen. This may be one of my personal favorites in my top 10 at this point. I'm not sure. I don't even know if I'm ever going to do a top 10 at this point in my collection, because there's just so many things to look at. I'm like, oh no, this one goes over here, this one goes... No, not going to happen. But I do have a small Pixar collection, and it's right up there. And all I have are the Army Man, Ms. Nesbit, Elastigirl, Frozone, Mr. Incredible, and Wall-E. Those are my only Pixar Pops, and now I finally have another one to add to my collection, and this one, you know, to have my favorite Pixar movie in pop form now, that just makes me very happy. But now let's take a look at the ultimate impulse buy. So, you guys know that one of the things that Funko has done is teamed up with Major League Baseball and does put out some exclusives at various stadiums. And I personally, as a collector of Funko Pops, have been a little upset about the fact that some of these are just stadium bound, because I personally would have loved to have a Ken Griffey Jr. Pop in my collection. The fact that they're making a Pedro Martinez and they're going to be having it at Fenway Park, you know, that's something that I personally would love. A Johnny Bench at Cincinnati, I mean, that's an iconic baseball player. I would have loved to have a Johnny Bench Pop in my collection, but I'm not going to be able to get those. But when they announced that there was going to be a Citi Field exclusive of one of the most loved Mets, and my wife is obsessed with this guy, David Wright, was going to finally become a Funko Pop, and they were going to team up with Marvel to make him dress like Captain America. I was like, I wish I didn't have a kid right now who is so young. I wish I didn't have COVID. Surprise! COVID found me in the middle of July, and I had it, and it was literally the day that this pop was being given away, that my wife and I were actually allowed to go out in public without masks because we both got COVID. Thank God we have no idea if our daughter got it, but she never showed any symptoms and didn't really look very sick at all. We monitored her and she seemed to be just fine. So my wife was really upset knowing that we couldn't get this David Wright pop, and she said, "How much would you be willing to spend if we can find it on eBay?" And I said to her, "I'm not spending more than $75. I will not pay $100 for a pop." We managed to find a guy from Long Island, New York, who had 8 of them and was selling each one of them for about $69. So I was like, you know something? Let's just go for it. And yes, the exclusive MLB Citi Field exclusive of David Wright is now officially in my collection. It is gorgeous. I'm not even including it in my pop collection. This is in my little Mets shrine that my wife and I have built over the years with collectibles that we have gotten from Citi Field. And I did take this out of the box once. Yes, I did. So this probably is worthless now. I have no idea how Funko Pops are valued. But I had to see what he looked like all the way around. And I will just say, this in its box does not do it justice. The back of this pop is great. He's got a Captain America shield on the back, and on the back of his helmet there's a little Captain America shield as well. And in the middle of the shield there is a number 5, because that was David Wright's number. And the funny thing is, when you look at this pop, you can tell that that is David Wright from the eyebrows. I watched David Wright play. I have gone to many games where he played third base. One of the best players, in my opinion, from the Mets. He'll never make the Hall of Fame, unfortunately, because of his injuries, but he was just one of the most amazing sportsmen, a tremendous athlete, and just had a love for this team. There was no reason why he shouldn't become a Funko Pop. And the fact that he is one in this form, I'm just happy that I actually have one of my favorite Mets in my collection, and my wife is even more thrilled because she just loves David Wright. So, yeah, that's probably the most impulse of purchases that I have made in a long time. I think the last time I spent a little bit more than I should have on a Funko Pop was the Woody Woodpecker chase, because I just had to have Woody Woodpecker with the mallet. It just wasn't Woody Woodpecker without that mallet. But these are 3 of my more recent purchases, completely on a whim, and there are more of these coming. I mean, I'm going to talk about some of those purchases in the next few episodes, but in the meantime, let's get into the news. So one of the things that Funko is amazing at is just making deals, whether it comes to purchasing licenses or doing great deals with other companies for events. They just recently renegotiated and redid a contract with the well-known website eBay. I am a big fan. I use it a lot. A lot of us actually use it to get Funko Pops that we can't get because they've sold out of cons and stuff like that. So, the other thing that Funko really does like is baseball. We know that they own the minor league baseball team, the Everett Aqua Sox, as well as all those amazing events that they do at various Major League Baseball stadiums. So to celebrate this deal with eBay, you could get 2 exclusive Funko Pops directly from eBay. A baseball player in a Funko jersey, as well as a baseball player in an eBay jersey. And of course we have the Funko Shop exclusives. We have the new Golden Disney Princess member. It is Merida, and of course she comes with the exclusive pop pin. If you haven't been collecting these and you want to start, don't forget to go onto the Funko Shop and get the pin book so you can display all of your pins nicely in the book. And of course, Stranger Things Season 4, I finally watched it. Oh my goodness, that season was incredible. I just cannot wait to see how this show ends in Season 5. So you can now get a new exclusive Joyce and Hopper. And that was actually the part of the story of Season 4 that I kind of didn't really care for, but I know there are some people that do love it, so now you can get these exclusive pops at the Funko Shop. We also got some people really going out of their way to try and show all of us who weren't able to be a part of the San Diego Comic-Con events and fun days, all of the exclusive Freddy Funkos that you could get in the Box of Fun. There are actually a lot more, but these were the ones that a lot of people were able to uncover. We've got everything from a Darth Maul Freddy Funko, a Thor Freddy Funko, a Squid Game Freddy Funkos, a Prince Adam Freddy Funko, an Aang Freddy Funko, so many different ones, along with the 4 exclusive pops that you could have gotten in your Blacklight battle. I know that there are others. I believe there was also an Optimus Prime Freddy Funko, so Look, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to get my hands on one of these exclusives, so I just love looking at them and seeing all the creative ideas that they do give out for Funko Fun Days. There were also some very interesting exclusives that were not announced before the con even started. Apparently, one of the exclusives that is being shared with Walmart is a diamond edition of Anastasia. Yes, she is a Disney princess now, so if you are an Anastasia fan, you can actually get yourself an Anastasia Pop. And I believe, once again, this is with Walmart, and Bait always offers a special thing during the cons, and you can get a Astro Boy, where you can actually see his inner workings. That's pretty cool. Also, there were some really special things that were being offered at San Diego Comic-Con. There were some really rare Pop Asia exclusives. We can't really get them here in the States. So there was actually a booth where you could actually get some of these exclusives, and one of them was actually one of the Imperial Collection Harley Quinns, and it's a blacklight edition as well. We also had some new fig pin announcements. We have everything from some Marvel as well as some Disney characters. A whole bunch of t-shirt packs as well as t-shirt and pop packs. I think the one that really stands out for me is the Harry Potter with the glow-in-the-dark Fox the Phoenix. Another thing that I really had no idea if it was even dead in the water or still even popular at all, apparently they're bringing back the Funko masks, and there are some Walmart exclusives, Target exclusives, and some Amazon exclusives. You can get everything from Optimus Prime to 11 to Stitch to the Red and Green Ranger to Sonic. So many fan favorites, but I actually have to admit, I think these are pretty silly, but if they're doing a second wave, clearly somebody is buying them. We also had some brand new Panini exclusive and brand new collectible card NFL Pops. Again, not really into these, as well as some NBA Slam magazine covers, but I really do appreciate some of the players that you see, particularly on the NBA side. We've got a Tim Duncan, we've got a Sean Kemp, a Tracy McGrady. These are players that I grew up watching. And when it comes to the football ones, you've got some well-known names like Tom Brady, but again, I just prefer the NFL Pops on their own, and not necessarily when it comes to these big box things. But again, as I've been saying for the last couple of months, Funko is really trying to sell Funkos in the best way possible, and they're really trying to do that by giving us small pops in big boxes. And look, I'm not going to say I'm not a victim. There are some that I have purchased, and we'll get into that a little later. We also had a brand new collector's box from GameStop from, I believe it's called Bayonet. I have no idea. Just let me know what this is. And this apparently was something that I didn't even know. Apparently, June 26th is National Stitch Day, and then it hit me, 626, ha ha ha. So we had a whole bunch of interesting things, like a lot of Loungefly gear, as well as some exclusive versions of Stitch. I think the one that was really cool was the backpack that has a chrome Stitch 626 inside it. Really, really cool. And also there was a Gamer Stitch as well, which is really cute. A couple of other additional exclusives, including a It's Sugar exclusive. I've actually been to that store. You can get a Diamond Mr. Kool-Aid Man. Also, continuing on with the celebration of the 60th anniversary of Spider-Man, you can get Spider-Woman. There also was a WWE exclusive of Trish Stratus, which is available at her website. And you already saw me review this one, the Box Lunched Ratatouille Deluxe Remy. I had to get that one in my collection, just because it's so damn awesome. Now, there are more NFTs coming, and once again, when I talk about these things, you know my overall attitude. Not the fact that I don't want these, but sometimes they offer things that just I really get excited about and say, why do these have to be NFTs? So we got, in celebration of Clerks 3, New Jay and Silent Bob exclusive physical pops that you could get by getting these NFTs, including a Freddy Funko in a movie outfit. But then they did some Hanna-Barbera ones in July, and they did 2 specific Jetsons pops that I wish that I could have. And I've seen how much some of these things go on eBay. There is no way in hell I'm going to be able to get my hands on any of these. I mean, the fact that you can get Elroy and Astro as Space Boy Zoom and his dog, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, unless you're a diehard Jetsons fan like myself. I know that episode. It's one of my favorite Jetsons episodes. And the fact that I can't have it makes me so upset. And there's even a Freddy Funko exclusive as him as Space Ghost. That's awesome. But why? Why couldn't these just be commons? I would have loved to have picked these up at a local store. I just don't care for these NFT ideas. I'm not spending that kind of money for the possibility of getting a physical pop. I would want a guarantee. We also got a bunch of brand new pop pins, including Dragon Ball Z, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Star Wars, and Transformers, and there are chases in each package. Then, of course, there were the announcements of the MLB pops that are being featured at the stadiums. As you guys know, I got the David Wright from Citi Field, even though I didn't go to the game. But the one that really stood out for me was the fact that in Cincinnati, at a game later on this year, you can get a Johnny Bench pop. Now, I'm not a Cincinnati Red fan, but I know who Johnny Bench is. He was part of the Big Red Machine in the 1970s, one of the greatest catchers of all time, held the record of most home runs hit by a catcher until one of my favorite Mets, Mike Piazza, beat that record. But I would love to have a Johnny Bench pop, because he's a legend, and legendary sports figures are something that I would love to have in my own collection. But I did get the David Wright pop, so no complaints. We also got a couple of exclusives from Target, lots of black lights, featuring characters from the Infinity Saga, including a t-shirt pack with Rescue. But I think that one pop that stood out was the ones that were announced before all of these black light ones, and it was a television scene from WandaVision, but also a comic cover of Ultimate Fallout 4, featuring a Funko Pop of Miles Morales. Now, I am a big fan of Miles Morales, even though I don't read that many comics of his, but I love his idea, I love his story. And Ultimate Fallout 4 was his first appearance, and I love the fact that they actually decided, out of all the comic covers, to actually turn this into a Funko Pop comic cover set. Now, the pre-orders have sold out. I'm hoping that I can get my hands on this one, because I would love to add this one to my comic cover collection. I hope I can get it. Five Nights at Freddy's, they just keep cranking them out, and not just the Funko Pops. They really are capturing the action figures and the plushies. These Five Nights at Freddy plushies really seem to be selling, and you know what? Good for them. We got 3 new Funko sodas, including a character that I absolutely love, which is Vanellope from Wreck-It Ralph. And I don't know if this is the first one, I could be wrong about that, but she is a scented. And you can also get Predator and Nosferatu. Then we got some brand new exclusives in the world of anime, some from Entertainment Earth, including the newest edition of the Class 1B series from Hot Topic from My Hero Academia, and a brand new series of exclusive deluxe pops from GameStop from Boruto. There's going to be a series of 7 of them. We also got some brand new announcements from other comic covers and VHS covers, as well as the Walmart exclusive completion of the Benatar series, and that of course is Groot. You can also get the Amazon exclusive Lilo and Stitch and Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh VHS covers. They are adorable. I love the fact that they're making them. The Stitch and the Winnie the Pooh are very, very dynamic. But then they also gave us a brand new comic cover, and it is Wolverine. Now, when I saw it, I just said to myself, what comic cover is this? Well, apparently this is a variant cover of the very first Wolverine comic book solo series from the 1980s. It's not the exact, I don't remember where this variant comes from, because it doesn't come from the original series. I believe it was from the second series, but, you know, I love Wolverine, I do, but I would never get this one. I mean, if they really wanted to grab me in regards to this one, I would have loved maybe Wolverine 75, or X-Men 25, or possibly his first appearance in The Incredible Hulk, but I know that they could do better with X-Men comic covers. I mean, if they ever wanted to do a Dark Phoenix one, or if they wanted to do a comic cover of one of the Jim Lee X-Men #1 covers, I would embrace that wholeheartedly. And of course, one of the big announcements from Comic-Con was the fact that we got the first teaser of Black Panther Wakanda Forever, so of course we have a whole new wave of Target-exclusive Black Panther pops, including a tea set featuring Shuri. We have a couple of brand new pop pins, as well as a brand new series of art from Black Panther, and of course they are all available at Walmart. Speaking of that, we even got some Walgreens exclusive new X-Men pops. We finally got the Omega Red showing up on Walgreens shelves and websites, as well as a very dynamic deluxe pop of Shadowcat running through a wall with Lockheed on her side. A whole bunch of brand new Ms. Marvel pops, as well as a new Spider-Man AAA exclusive from No Way Home. We also got Zeus from Thor Love and Thunder, and a couple of Loki pops, including a movie moment, as well as a t-shirt set with Throg. I think that that's pretty cool. But of course, along with the teaser trailer of Wakanda Forever, we also got the first wave of Wakanda Forever pops, and it is really cool to actually see Namor the Submariner, who is going to be in this movie, along with a couple of Atlanteans. Just seeing him in pop form is such a joy. I cannot wait to see him in the movies, as well as Ironheart. We also have some brand new Star Wars pops, as well as the brand new Power of the Galaxy series pop from Amazon, and that is Jane Erso, which is actually my favorite non-Skywalker saga live-action Star Wars film. Very underappreciated these days. We also got a GameStop exclusive 2-pack of the show Letterkenny. And then Funko jumped out at us with a whole bunch of brand new pop rocks. And my goodness, a lot of fan favorites. Not just regular pops, but packs and rides, as well as album covers. We even got a new double wide, which is Alice in Chains Dirt. That's going to be a Walmart exclusive, I believe, because they normally are. I love Alice in Chains, but not enough to get that. But we got Sir Mix-a-Lot. Oh my goodness, a brand new Mariah Carey. We've got the Gallagher brothers from Oasis. We've got one of my favorite bands, U2. And even though I am a big fan, and I love the fact that you can get a Walmart 4-pack exclusive, I'm just not going to be getting any of these. But we also have one that I had to jump on. I didn't know if I was ever going to get myself a brand new pop Rock's album, because I already have Power Slave by Iron Maiden. But then they announced one, and I was just like, my collection is incomplete without it. And no, it is not the Tupac or the Flash Gordon Queen. It's Cyndi Lauper. I love Cyndi Lauper. Girls Just Want to Have Fun is the song that embodies the 1980s. All Through the Night is my favorite song of hers. This getup that she wears in Girls Just Want to Have Fun, the music video, is beautiful. And knowing that this is going to be a pop album, I was just like, I have to get Cyndi Lauper. I love her. Love her to death. So glad that I'm going to be adding her to my collection, because this is going to be my first female pop rock in my collection. Very happy about that. Also, after Comic-Con, they announced that there was going to be a brand new Blacklight Fluffy that was going to be available on his website on July 25th at 9 a.m. I hope some of you out there who were fans managed to get it, because it looks pretty awesome. And of course, finally, the big announcement was they were going to be giving us FunCon 2, which is the Emerald City Comic-Con festivities that are going to be taking place in September this year, before New York Comic-Con in October. So I am really excited to see what they're going to be offering us in terms of exclusives. And of course, because it's Emerald City Comic-Con, there's going to be a lot of green, but there's also not going to be as many exclusives as San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con. They do give us a decent amount, but a very small amount. LA Comic-Con is always the smallest, but I'm really curious to see which exclusives we're going to get this year. But more importantly, I'm very glad that Emerald City Comic-Con is going to be back, and Funko is going to be a big part of it. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I am looking forward to seeing in the comments what you have to say about some of the new reveals. I'd like to know about some of the new additions of your collection. And I'm also really excited about this month because it is my birthday month. I am really excited to see if some of my pre-orders are finally going to start coming to me in the mail. I mean, we had a nice little influx over the last couple of months. We're still going to have pops to talk about and look at for the next few months towards episode 100. That is a guarantee. But in the meantime, everybody, I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, feel free to leave a comment. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to be up to date with our latest videos. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.